Well, good morning and welcome to a bright and sunny day here at the Nursery Ground at Lords, the home of cricket, the home of Marylebone Cricket Club, and today home of the World Championship finals day for last man stand.
Just a slow left arm bowls with a bit of pace, quite tall. That's a little bit short, and indeed gives some room for the cut shot. And this is going to be a run around the boundary, but that has gone for the first boundary of the innings. From the fielders, this obviously means a lot to them. They've come a long way together as a team to get to this stage, to earn the right to play at Lords. What an opportunity for these players. That's another cut shot. That's square, and indeed that's gone for 4 as well. So profitable area in this over. This is Adil Hussain returning. He bowled a good first over, and now stumps out of the ground. That's gone flying, and the batsman possibly just lifted his head a bit there.
That have got limited time. We're, the format being able to be played in 2 hours.
That's a lovely looking, that's a crunching square drive, and that's the shot of the day so far, I'd suggest. Just leant into it, just turn the wrist a little bit to get it square, and that was a classy shot.
Yeah, along the ground as well is the score to get on this ground.
Yeah, it's flat, that's a better connection, and indeed has gone for 4, which is piercing the boundary riders there.
Great shot by Lydon Gibbons.
As Matt continues, bit of flight on that. That's going down the ground, and it's cleared the man. And just check whether that's 4 or 6. It's 4, just bounced just inside the rope.
Issue at home in Australia.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Important cause there. That's down the ground and into the sight screen. And, that's given 6. The umpire's arms are raised. He's in again, and he's got a top edge on that. That may well be out. The keeper settles under it and takes it. So that's an early breakthrough for Ul Haq, who looks to be a dangerous bowler. So have a quick replay of that that dismissal. The score 71 for 2. That's a powerful shot square of the wicket, and that's gone for boundary.
Shot Lydon. And Lydon showing again that he's still enjoying himself out there. They had money left in their own fund, and they threw it towards buying a spot in the final.
Yeah, and that's the spirit in which this tournament's played in, isn't it? And that's an interesting attempt to field that, sort of a sliding tackle, but didn't come off, unfortunately.
Towards our charity, and obviously 1,000 shot.
That's a square drive, slightly uppish, but it doesn't matter, of course. And that's got to the fence in no time at all. Ripple of applause from the crowd.
And I must admit that Gat did get asked that question. What about that ball?
It's just called that ball now, isn't it? And everyone knows that's a 4, by the way. Just squirted down. Third man just beats the fielder. And that's cut. Might get stopped. It's going to be a touch and go. Athletic bit of fielding there on the boundary to save the boundary. But back to the game here as that's a little Chinese cut. And the bowler head on his hands, but it's 4 in the book. He's a bit of a legend, isn't he? Talks about his aunt and his mother and various other people. That's gone through the keeper, and that's going to roll down towards the boundary, crosses the rope. And not having a lot of luck, this bowler, I think it's fair to say.
Although I often wonder why 87 ever was. I know it's 13 short, but...
Right, this could be out. It's settling under long on's come down and taken the catch comfortably. But it looks as slightly misjudged it, but just jogged a bit in the end and took a solid catch.
And the banter in the crowd was fantastic.
That is the biggest shot we've seen today. It's cleared the practice nets, and indeed it's onto the seats of the main ground here at Lords. And that went a long way. But you don't quite know how good the score is until the opposition have batted on the same track, of course. That's a beauty, and his stumped. He's beat him in the flight. Came down, probably looked to work it through mid-wicket, but just leant over the ball and...
Now it's a cricket ground, and we coach. We take people down there.
That is a huge shot. Just coiled back, sprung back, flung his arms through the ball, and that's ended up near the ICC Europe office there, Hannah. Who they've got a lovely little office over there.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
and they would have had a great a feature of this format as well. Obviously, 2020 is known as big hitting anyway.
Yeah.
And if you include the variations of last man stands, you've got a very exciting format. They're going to come back for a quick second. That's Whiskey there, and that's out. That's a suicidal, not single, because they went for two, but then they almost clashed in the middle of the wicket. Ended up being a little bit farcical. End of the innings, of course, so you'd expect a few risks to be taken. It brings in Callum Hughes to the wicket.
So he's a good spell, this guy.
Yeah, he had a good opening spell too. That's
Ooh,
a ramp
nice
shot. It's going to go for 4, just a couple of bounces. Cleverly played, just stepped outside the stumps, used the pace of the ball and just worked it around the corner. That's another big shot over extra cover. That's going to hit the roof again of the nursery pavilion. It's the second one to go up there. And indeed, it's the last ball of the innings. So that's a home run. That's worth 12 runs. That's the last man stands rule, of course. And the team from Canberra, which is a little less than the 200, which was predicted at the toss, but nevertheless will certainly take some chasing. As Simon Hill continues. This could be a chance of a wicket. It's having to move a long way in, and unfortunately that's gone down from Three Short's point of view. He had to come in 10-12 yards and wasn't able to steady himself and take the catch. Let's have a look at a replay now. Well, they'll obviously be very annoyed with themselves if that is the difference.
Yeah.
That's a huge shot. Just went on one knee and launched it long levers over the nursery pavilion for another maximum. As we said before, Three Short need a wicket. O'Connor again, that's hit very hard down the ground. Hits the sight screen in front of us on the first bounce. I suppose you could say half a chance at a caught and bowled. No, you couldn't really. Went past him about 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was very quick.
O'Connor again. That's a 6 down the ground.
Ooh.
That hits the second row of the seats behind us here at the MCC Cricket Academy. And a lot of chirp. You'd expect that from an Australian team, wouldn't you, Hannah?
Absolutely.
Particularly the wicketkeeper. That's kind of their job, isn't it, to rally the troops.
And of course, in the charity game this afternoon, we've got Australia, who won the Cup of Nations, taking on the charity team. So there was lots of banter last night about how we're not going to let them win a game at Lord's this summer at all.
So just saw a boundary there through a mid-wicket and Lang. That's straight 6. That's certainly that is on top of the MCC
That was
Academy.
a great
Almost hit
shot.
our cameraman up there, actually. Neil almost hit him, just a couple of metres away from him, but he was concentrating on the action, of course, as usual. Long way to go yet, of course, and as we know in this format, a couple of wickets can change the complexion of the game completely, and that's what Three Short will be hoping for. But that's down the ground again, and that is 6, a nice flat low 6. Catches it off the fence, but I don't think that's one of the last man stands rules.
I don't think it is, but he's certainly celebrating as if he's caught it.
Lydon Gibbons there. So Simon Hill again, and again that's a 6. That's over Lydon actually. Just about a yard and a half over him. And another crisp hit. Unfortunately, length balls at this pace are not going to do the trick against batting of this calibre. 82 for none with both batsmen on 41. And that's worked square off his hips for another boundary. Takes the score to 86. Lang again, that's played. Could be a boundary,
Right.
it is. Just beats the O'Connor, I think it is, round there. And that's a big shot down the ground, but possibly a chance of... No, it's cleared the man. For a minute there I thought that Long On might have a chance, but just went a couple of yards over his head. And he now has to retire because he's reached the 50 mark. And as we said, this will be an important passage of play as the new batsman comes into ground. That Mirzar crunching drive square, and that's a misfield, goes through him, and that's 4. That will be disappointing for the Aussie team, and indeed.
In the days preceding an international game, so there's a number of opportunities for them to use grass nets or middle practice or.
Oh, that's beautifully timed, actually. Just hardly put anything on it at all. Just used the pace of the ball, just rolled with the delivery, played it backward a square. And Three Short, a lot of chat a few overs ago, but you sense they feel this is slipping away.
Yeah, they're coasting to victory. Team Manchester look very solid. I think Sam Lang, who's the three-short captain, must be looking around, scratching his head. I don't think he's got a great many options that haven't already been tried. So he needs a bit of a miracle here.
The posture, I think he enjoyed that one. That's square dry. That should be stopped. That's slightly casual fielding there. Got a hand to it and then cannoned off his knee and went for 4 anyway. Of course, a bit of a hoo-ha, isn't it, amongst some of the members? But I think everyone accepts now that it's a very good combination. As you've said, that's a beautiful shot, just lifted over on the onside. And
they're closing in on a well-earned victory here. Team Manchester, they've done well in the field, and there goes another
required.
one.
That's another 6 lifted onto the roof of the nursery pavilion.
It seems to be happening more often than. Oh, he's got him!
He got him, middle stump, bails go off, and so that's a good moment for the Canberra team, who look like they're going to lose the semi-final, but at least they got a wicket there, and that certainly used to have that in corridor cricket at university.
Oh, that's big.
So a win for Team Manchester. Half centuries for Anwar and Eunice, and supported by the numbers 3 and 4, and they progress to this afternoon's final.